So just real quick, out of curiosity, how many of you guys know how the very first golf ball was made? Raise your hand. One person? So the very first golf ball was made smooth. And when the engineers would test this newly created golf ball, they realized that it wasn't going as far as they thought it would. So with the numerous tests of the engineers testing this golf ball and hitting it, it became bruised and dented. So the engineers deemed those golf balls as damaged. But one engineer pointed out that those golf balls that were dented and bruised went further than the smooth ones did. So that's where the golf ball we know now with dimples was created. Now, I think most of us would like to go through life smoothly. But what if like the golf balls, it's our dents and bruises that will take us to reach our goals? You see, I come from an environment where someone will get jumped, stabbed, or even shot. And people will proceed with whatever they're doing as if nothing is going on. Where I come from, there's a stigma of no hope. From childhood, your future is pretty much dictated for you, and that is going to be just like the rest. Now, I don't know anything about golf, and I never played it, but I know about damage. When I was really young, up through first grade, I was a very, very quiet kid. I spoke very few words throughout the day, which is rare for a child because usually children are a ball of energy, and they speak a million words per second. But not me. And if you were to ask me why today, why I barely spoke, I couldn't tell you why. Now, I wasn't a dumb kid, but because I barely spoke, teachers and people thought that something was wrong with me. But there wasn't. So I didn't understand why kids in my classroom would call me stupid or retarded. And I still don't understand why this lady would pick me up from the classroom, and take me to a room where we played board games. And she would often ask me, how are things at home? It then became so clear to me that they thought I was so dumb that I couldn't be in the classroom with the other kids. I grew up with kids who were in gangs, who sold drugs, who were even chose the streets over a Division I scholarship. And that's supposed to be me. Now, when I received that call from head baseball coach at Thomas College, Gregory King, offering me a chance to play collegiate baseball, but most importantly, a chance to go to college, which seemed so far-fetched and unrealistic, I jumped on it. And to this day, I still remind Coach King that he saved my life. So after my freshman year at Thomas College, when I returned home, I would often meet with a group of friends and we'll play basketball. So as I'm playing basketball, I hear cussing, so I turn to where the loudness was coming from. And I find that somebody is getting jumped. So as I'm looking around, I see people continue playing ball as if a kid isn't getting jumped. And there was a select few who were watching but recording on their phones. So as I was lost in the realization that they think this is normal, I was shoved by a kid that I was playing with. And he told me, yo, check up, continue playing basketball. So I walked off the courts realizing that I too once thought that that was normal. That I too once thought that that's just the way things are. And that happened everywhere. You know, I walked on campus with curly hair and tattoos. So I expected people to speak down on me because of my appearance and where I came from. Because I assumed that I just naturally closed off. And my goal was to go through the semester unnoticed. Because I still believed that I was dumb and worthless. But as I was walking around campus, people would smile at me. And it just felt so pure and positive. People spoke to me differently. They treated me differently. People spoke chance, positivity, and hope into me. And I wasn't used to that, so I questioned it. Because back home, people put each other down. I wasn't just some kid who was going to end up as everyone else. Rather, I was someone who had a bright future. Thomas College watered this seed. A soon to be MBA graduate and an author whose second book came out recently and became an Amazon bestseller in its category, I broke out of the labels that were engraved into me. And I proved that I am no longer my circumstance, and I'm not the product of my environment. As someone who broke out of the trappings of the inner city, I still battle with the thoughts and feelings of, am I still worthless? Am I still what they try to mold me into? Do I matter? Is what I'm doing matters? But what I learned was, it's my dents and bruises that what got me here today, and which will continue to propel me forward in life. What's a life worth living if it's not meaningful? Embrace your dimples. Thank you for your ears.